Welcome to SaaS Unlocked. Today on my show, I have a very special guest, Nati Zaretsky. He is a 3D expert. When I say 3D, what comes to my mind is Avatar movie and a lot of other animated movies. He's also a LinkedIn influencer and content creator and very good friend of mine. We recently met on LinkedIn. He is amazing at what he does. Great at networking, I must say. So Nati, very warm welcome to the show, and we'd love to hear from you what you're doing these days.
Thank you very much. Today I'm working as a 3D artist on a startup company that we're creating augmented reality manuals, machines, devices, all that stuff. And I'm a 3D guy. I mean, everything animation and all that stuff that's including the 3D stuff.
When it comes to 3D, maybe I want to ask, how did you choose your profession? What inspired you to go in this thing? Maybe if somebody wants to go in the direction, maybe you can
I think that's look, I mean, something I've noticed when I studied the 3D, it's an animation. It was unlike most of the other things, the other professional stuff, like lawyer or computer science and all that stuff. If you don't, you should, when you ask someone why do you learn computer science, so we will tell you, look, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's fine. I know how to do it, and that's it. When in the animation and 3D, as most of the times, if someone learn it, it's very much they love it, and that's the same thing. I love animation, 3D movies. Since I was a very little kid. I think my first 3D movie when I was a kid I think it was a Bug Life from Pixar. It was either this one or Toy Story, but I think it was Bug Life. And from the moment I saw it, I was like, I love it. Since I was a kid, I knew I wanted something in the 3D.
So it's been a lot of years that you've been doing it. Requires a lot of creativity and passion to be successful in this. And all of us, at the end of the day, have that kind of passion. In order for us to be successful as you are, we bring in thought leaders and who are experts in the field, share what are the challenges came across while you were pursuing your career in, let's say, 3D world.
I think first, it's when you started, it's like you see all those who use in the field, and then you see their works, and it's like, man, how can I ever how can I do it? But I just started. But I will tell you that it's something that's very inspired me and still keep inspiring me. It's and actually I wrote a post about it a few months ago, and it went very viral. There is a scene in the movie Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix where in this movie Harry creates have you seen this one?
No, not yet.
So in this movie, Harry creates an army, like a group of students that he wants to teach them how to defend themselves, how to become a much stronger wizards. And they're all students, juniors. So he tells them every great wizard in history started out like nothing more than we are now students. If they can do it, why not us? And I saw this movie years ago, and I love this movie. And it's I thought about it since I started learning, because I started, every great animation artist, 3D artist started as a student. So if they can do it, same goes for me.
And what is the thing practice or learning from your first or second design? It's a journey.
Oh man, I cannot look now at my design. I mean, when I look now, I think I created 3 years ago. I'm like, whoa, what the hell?
So just to give more understanding to the audience, the show is based on SaaS products, right? But in anything you do, which requires creativity or something you build, it's a product, right? At the end of the day, whatever you design, there's a lot of hard work, creativity, failures that goes behind building such incredible piece of art. So moving on to our next, you are also content creator. Like I am. You are pretty consistent on LinkedIn with all of the contents that you share. You are great at networking. So I would love to learn from you. Audience would love to learn. They are a business owner or founders or entrepreneurs, how they can leverage LinkedIn in order for them to create successful business out of it.
I think it's about creating your own world on LinkedIn. I started on LinkedIn I entered LinkedIn in order to find a job, my first job, and I still there. and I got it from LinkedIn because I just talk to people. I learned how to work LinkedIn, and I just started. I had a very big portfolio, so every week I posted some 3D I created, and but also I talked to people. I had a conversation with people, and eventually one of the people I talked to, and he knows me, and he knows lots of people. So one day he called me and told me, "Hey, what's up? There is doing an opening in a startup company. And I think it will suit you, and I know someone over there, so I will recommend you." And that's how I got it.
Wow. So like, power of networking that
Yeah,
opens
exactly.
doors for you. Definitely. What you would like emphasize in terms of like content creation, or maybe I also saw that you kind of go to this level, you take LinkedIn offline, you invite people for a coffee, and then you meet them one-on-one. What is like your strategy here? What is something that we can learn?
First of all, today it's like 3 to 4 people in a week to a coffee. That's amazing. I don't know how I'm doing it, honestly. Lots of people ask me, how do you do it? And I am like, I don't know. Look, it's about, first of all, I'm very a people guy. I love it. I like to meet people, every kind of, it's great, it's cool. But the other thing is, it started very small. It started, once in a few months I met someone, and then another one, and then another one, and then I started to post it here on LinkedIn, and then it's open way higher. The scale become higher, and today most of the times I'm not the one who won it. The other people, I mean, lots of my messages from people is when I'm going to meet me for coffee, when I'm going to meet me, and I love it very much because most of the times it's not professional. I actually got very, very good friends from LinkedIn, very much. Most of them, lots of them are geeks guys like me who like movies and sci-fi and shows. So I got tons of friends. I can go. I got a friend from LinkedIn that sometime I'm going to a movie with him. I'm going to the theater with him, for example.
This is incredible. So who are like, top influencers that inspired you to start the journey? Everyone has his inspiration.
I can't recall exactly because it was years ago. I can't recall exactly because it was years ago, and I was just, I wasn't influenced by someone particularly because that's the point. I haven't seen anybody who 3D stuff, so I was like, okay, there's no 3D on LinkedIn, so let's take advantage of. I post my own 3D, and it will be very unique on LinkedIn, and that's what I did. So I don't think I had someone in particular in mind.
Wow. And you can take my name. Just kidding.
No, you are today, that's for sure.
This is great. So LinkedIn has been like, LinkedIn has been really great in terms of lead generation. If you look at on the business perspective side. So although you are more into 3D, but you understand the game of LinkedIn very well. Content creation, why it's important, meeting people offline, that creates kind of trust and network that can open doors for you in the business. So maybe if I want to ask you a bit more in detail, like, what is something that Nati does or other people can do what you do to grow their business?
I think the most important thing is consistency, and even if you post in one day in a week, let it be the day. I'm not this week in Monday and next week in Wednesday. Choose a particular day and start it with this day every week, and then grow. But I think that's the number one thing you need to do, because when I got, for example, today on Sunday I got every Sunday I'm posting in English about the box office of the movies, movie economy. I love it, and I started it only a few months ago, and people went nuts about it, especially people in Israel, which was very surprising to me. But still, every Monday morning I'm posting something about movies in Hebrew. Every Wednesday I'm posting my 3D stuff, and in between, in the other day, I also every day posting something like look who I met yesterday, or if someone needed to find a job, I'm posting about him. So I build my own days, my own schedule. And people, one day I got a message from someone, and he told me, I know what your schedule is. And I was like, oh, cool. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, everybody can see it. But but for example, lots of the times I got some messages from people, and they say to me, man, most of the week I'm waiting for Wednesday for your 3D app. Yeah, because I created the need for it.
So how long you been posting on LinkedIn?
I think I started posting in 2020, but that's what only 3D stuff. And after I started the job on November 2020, and after that I still posted only 3D stuff. And then one day I was like, I love movies, and I good at writing stuff. Let's start writing about movies. So I started only in English, and it went well. And one day I was like, see if how it goes in Hebrew. Well, very well. So, and then with no preparation, suddenly it became Monday. It's a movie post. Wednesday it's 3D post. I don't know how it got it, but that's what it is.
What tips, specific, like maybe I would say top 3 tips that you will give other entrepreneurs who are looking to launch their content creation journey?
I think the first thing, and I think the most important one about the content is be personal. I mean, people. Most of the people, it's not only about the content of your post, it's the way you write it. So I saw most of the times I've seen lots of great posts on LinkedIn, but the way the post, I know it's written like a ChatGPT, like a bot, like a robot, like a Wikipedia page. And then I look and I see there is no engagement because it feels without a soul. And sometimes people ask me about it. Show me your post. Man, it's good post, but it doesn't feel you. And I think the number one you need to do is enter yourself, bring yourself inside the post, through the post, and it's working for me very well. I mean, someone told me once that my posts about movies, it feels like I'm a little kid who likes it and I wanted to share it with everyone. And I told him, exactly, I'm a little kid, I love it.
Exactly. This is very crucial point, like, being part of, like, when I started creating content on LinkedIn, it was like kind of boring and I didn't get much of engagement, but I realized and learned from every day to be changed. And as soon as I started to be more engaging in terms of what people like to hear and engage with my content, right? Personalization, sharing some of the stories that I have across the globe. I'll travel a lot, meet a lot of people, sharing my ideas, thoughts, opinions, some of the things that I have in terms of observation in business. It goes a long way. People can relate to it. It's just like being you, right? Being authentic. It's not something that you will find anywhere else. There's a lot of content online. There are thousands and thousands or millions of blogs out there, but you have to create something which is more, that goes a long way. What else do you think can help?
About the content specifically, you mean?
No, just like, let's say if somebody wants to start in journey, right?
I look, quickly, okay, the other two, I will say that the post should be written easy to the eye. Sometimes people ask me, should I post in long? And I always tell most of my most successful posts were my longest. And it's not about the long, how much it's long, it's how it looks. I mean, I always make it something like lots of paragraph, and each paragraph is something like only 2, 3, maximum something like 4 sentences, and there is a space between each one of them, so it's very much easy in the eye. And I heard it, a lot of people like it because it's made. Sometimes I saw a post one time I saw a post, and great subject, very relevant, very personal, but 3 huge paragraph, 8, 10 sentences, and there is no space between it. And I was like, I can't read it. You
have to make it easier for the newsfeed. Yeah. The attention span of the user who's scrolling to the newsfeed is minimal, right? You have 3 seconds to grab that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the title is so important.
So you put to your post, but for them to read your whole post, it needs to be visually easy to read and understand what you're actually trying to convey. So absolutely great point. What is the third that you think? What is the third that you will give to the audience?
I don't know. Can I give 2?
You can give 5 if you like.
Okay. Look, another thing that I would say is be relevant. I'm not always very relevant because sometimes I'm posting about, let's post about an old Disney movie. Lots of the time. I mean, for example, this week on Monday, I wrote a post about the new TV show on HBO, The Last of Us, based on the Last of Us video game, and people went nuts about it. In the last couple of weeks, I posted about Avatar because there are about what will happen in Avatar 3 and how they make Avatar 2, and people really love it because it's much relevant. So I think it's part of the game.
Absolutely. I would say, ask one question to yourself. Why should people follow you? If you can answer that, you will know what type of content and what type of topic that you should write about. Eventually that, I realized that after a while on LinkedIn, Because
I will tell
go ahead.
I will say that I'm not, maybe it will sound weird, but I'm not thinking about what they want, what I would like. After I am a lot of the time when I am writing a post, I'm finished and then I'm looking very objectively like, if I was a random person, would I like it? And if the answer is yes, okay, let's do it. Lots of the time I'm thinking what, because this is what I want to give to everyone. So if it's gonna interest me, so I think everybody will like it too.
And you wanted to share one more, right?
I think about the connecting with people. I think that the connect with people, something I learned about connecting with people, it's lots of people, and I had the same mistake on the beginning, same, that most of the people, they say, okay, so let's connect only with people in my field. I mean, for example, I can go and say, okay, so I will connect only with 3D people, with animation, with design, but it's not great, because imagine you have something like 5K connections, and most of those from your field, and then you post in something, but because most of the people are in the same field, it's not gonna, most of the chances is it's not gonna, it's not succeed very well, because it will go in the same circles all over again. But on the other hand, if you have lots of other connections, tons of different places, fields, your post can be spread for wider audience.
Wider, absolutely. Now, maybe there's one part about networking, because LinkedIn is like an online event running 24/7. Okay. Now, how do you master the art of connecting with people when you're sending them messages? I received at least 100 messages. Now, I cannot respond to each and every one, right? I have limited time, and I choose who I should respond to if it's relevant to me, right? How do you you message me something, I don't remember how we started the conversation, but you got me, right? You message.
How do you mean how can I make people to
respond?
I will tell you this, that I always say, why in the first of all, you need to ask this, what makes me connect with people in the first place? So it's I have a rule. I see someone interesting, I'm connecting, and it's most of the times when I see someone who posting incredible, maybe even if it's a great he has an interesting profile or anything comment. So I'm starting the conversation by compliment, and people, and I give you a finger and you take the entire hand. That's what's going on, because most of the time when I compliment someone, like, man, I love your new post, it was incredible. So the person on the other side is so much happy for this one, saying, man, I want to talk to you more. But there is another thing I will say that's working. It's because of my post. That brings me again to the consistency. Most of the times when I'm starting to talk to someone, even if I've never seen him before, he responds me back with, "Whoa, I love your post. It's great to talk to you," even if I've never seen him before. So I think it's a combination of a compliment, of know what to say to people, and consistency of my content.
Excellent, great. Really, this specific part that you mentioned is so important. We are as a human being, you like to hear good things about yourself. And
I know, but I don't know why I started it. When I realized it's this is for me, this is the way to talk to people, because I saw it's work on me. Sometimes people send me nothing, only, man, I love your post, and immediately I'm like, now I gotta talk to him. I have to talk to him. So okay, it's work on me. Let's try it on other, and it's working.
So I'm actually I'm on screen right now, okay, and man, it's so incredible to connect with you. You are an inspiration. This is what you said, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And it was August 2022, few months ago. And immediately I responded. You messaged me around 2 p.m. and I responded at 2:30. You got me, right? I will tell you why. The thing is that I saw a post a long time before, and I remember how I got it. The thing is, it was I saw a post, and I thought I didn't know you were in Israel, and then a good friend of mine one day posted a picture with you, and I was like, wait a minute, he's in Israel. And after I commented on it, you sent me a connection request, and I immediately accept, and then I got to send something to this man, because it's him. So
let's send him whatever I think it is. And you got it. It worked.
It really works. It really works. People like to hear from people who are like kind of appreciating their work.
Yeah, but there is also the point, because I always say, people a lot of the times they ask me, what is the secret of LinkedIn? So most of the time I say two things: connect with people and consistent. And give them an example. Imagine someone maybe is already connect with you. I don't care, but he send you a message, wants to talk to you, whatever it's a phone call, coffee, or something like that. But then you look at his profile, you got nothing. Only his picture, maybe he's walking somewhere, no engagement, no post, and immediately, why should I talk? I mean, it's suspicious. So immediately people will feel uncomfortable to do it. That's why you should create your own post. People will want to talk to you.
Wow, this is great tips, Nati. Just as like before we end this, we have 5 more minutes before we wrap up the show. I want to ask you 5 rapid fire questions that I usually ask to. So are you ready?
It feels like the lightning round.
So I would say name one CEO anywhere in the world that inspires you, and why?
Can I name a director, a movie director?
You can definitely.
My inspiration when it comes to a director called Wes Ball. He directed. I don't think he's in LinkedIn. I searched for him. He's not. I think he directed the film trilogy, the Maze Runner sci-fi movies, and I love him very much because he started his career he is a very professional visual effects animation artist, and he started his career by he created a short animation movie, and that's it. I mean, he created an amazing shot, and he created it, and then he went to lots of studios because he wanted to sell them to the shots in order to create a full feature film, and 20th Century Fox saw it and loved it, and then they called him and they gave him the Maze Runner, the book, because it's based on a book. Take the book and read it. He read the book and returned, I love it. Wait, you are the director. And I love him because he's very much professional, because he started from this, and also he knows how to create huge scale movies. I mean, with amazing visual effects, very low budget. I mean, the last one in the trilogy, the third Maze Runner movie, cost something like $65 million, and it looks like a Star Wars movie. And I very much appreciate this one because you can feel that he knows how to handle it. Feel it. The entire shots, everything looks so great, and he's very young. I think when he started to directing the movies, it was in the early 30s. And is one of my biggest things, maybe the biggest one.
Wow. So what's the best business or career advice you've ever received?
What do you mean?
Like, you get a lot of advices from people while you are growing in your career, or somebody gave you an advice on business. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received in your life?
I don't know if the best, but I will say the most relevant was to learn the artificial AI, because it's gonna take over. Whatever we like it or not, it's gonna be here to stay. And I will say that I was very afraid of the mid journey, because you post stuff and then someone I did the same on AI in 1 minute. What the hell? But after now I'm in some kind of internet course on the mid journey, and I saw it's not that easy. And I saw I got a huge advantage of most of the people, because there are lots, I don't know if you saw it, but lots of people with nothing on 3D design, nothing, and they say I become a graphic designer in 1 night thanks to Midjourney. And it's not, I mean, you know how to use the AI, and I saw it. I saw that you need to know what to write. And I saw that I know what I want. Depth of field, cinematic lighting, all the stuff. I got very huge advantage. Made me less scared.
Incredible. Now, I want you to name a movie or a book or a TV show that changed your life.
Wow, that's hard. That's hard.
You can name a movie, because I see you're obsessed with like 3D movies. Which is the movie that actually, the first one maybe you shared? We have 2 minutes left, so we have to be pretty quick.
Okay. Well, that stuff. It's like Sophie's Choice. I will say this, that a movie that changed my life. I know you can say that maybe Bug Life, because I saw it as a kid and it's very went into me. But if there is a movie that every time I feel inspired by him, it's the animation movie Coco from Disney, because it's very much value the knowledge of memory. Remember those who came before, because the real death is not when you die, it's when nobody remembers you. And a very powerful message that I like to enter YouTube and watch the final scene over and over again, because it's amazing.
And what motivates you the most?
Everything. I mean, I can hear a great soundtrack that I love. Listen to soundtrack in my free time, especially movie soundtrack, and especially sci-fi and all that stuff. I can hear a great sci-fi music, and it makes me want to build something. Or I see something in a movie or something on the internet, something like that. It's everything around me. I can tell you everything.
Maybe last question, which is a bit more personal. What is something that you want to achieve by 2020, end of 2000?
Meeting you for a coffee, I think.
That is a good one.
That's a good one. But I think also become more professional on LinkedIn. That's what I think, because I love this. I love it, and in the last year I grew so much. Everything here, and oh my God, it's amazing. I want to be help more people, know more people, get to know much more people, and grow much on LinkedIn.
Amazing. So guys, this is Nati Zaretsky we're talking with. If you are looking to connect with him, he is creating great content on LinkedIn. Feel free to follow him. And if you are in Israel, you can probably meet for coffee. So am I going to schedule one probably, hopefully in a few days from now. Thank you so much for listening. Signing off, SaaS Unlocked, Pratik, Thakker. Thank you so much for listening today. If you have a special guest that you want us to interview, feel free to ping me on LinkedIn and I will bring that personality on the show. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.